Ja, ja mensen, het is bijna zover. Ja, beste live vrienden, het is bijna zover. De Fortnite Creative 2.0 is bijna uit. Nog even. Uni-Argent 5. Let's get it. Laat de show maar beginnen. Uni-Angel 5. Let's get it! Ik ben zo hyped. What the fuck? What the fuck? Uni-Angel 5. Fortnite Creative 2.0. Let's get it, mensen. Here we go. Here we go again. Let's get it. Jullie kunnen. Let's get it! Let's get it!
Hey everyone, it's great to be back at GDC. You know, back in 2020 as the pandemic was ramping up, we were the last major company to drop out of GDC. We were the first to go all remote, and then we headed into the pandemic. It was a completely crazy time with thousands of people working from around their homes, but the company thrived. So I'd like to go through some of the things that we've done since the last GDC. First of all, we launched Project Liberty. Epic
Fortnite!
Monopolies.
Let's get
We're in
it!
front of the Ninth Circuit.
You
Court.
can do it!
Europe has passed major new legislation.
Hashtag
and the
free
fight goes on for
Fortnite!
freedom, all developers. Mediatonic joined Epic. Launched
Fall
Guys
Guys,
for free and
let's
brought
get
in
it!
60 million new players.
What the
Bandcamp,
fuck?
the indie music site, joined Epic. Bandcamp helps indie musicians reach fans online today, and we're going to build metaverse opportunities for all musicians in the future. Fortnite thrived during this time. We launched 2 major chapters, lots of seasons, and brought the Fortnite audience up to 500 million player accounts. Travis Scott launched the Astronomical concert into Fortnite. Ariana Grande launched the Rift Tour. And so, overall, Fortnite had a really great time with tons and tons of players enjoying and the world constantly evolving. We also learned some hard lessons. Epic entered into a massive settlement with the FTC. And it really brought home to us and to the whole industry that kids and technology are a pressing topic for all developers to take seriously, and that the expectations of regulators here in the United States and around the world are much higher than ever before. And so we've done a lot over the past few years to improve things. Add huge sets of new parental controls into Fortnite and the Epic Games Store, and new child safety features like cabined accounts. And being Epic, when we solve a problem for ourselves, we like to bring it to to all other developers so they can benefit from the work. And to that end, Super Awesome joined Epic. Super Awesome makes verifiable parental consent tools. They're available to all developers for free, so it becomes much easier to comply with all of the
15,1 miljoen
regulatory
spelers!
laws around children's access to games worldwide.
Nee, laat maar.
We also launched Unreal Engine 5 into early access during the pandemic. We went through a year... Yes! Went through a year of early access, followed by release. We updated Fortnite to Unreal Engine 5, and then we spent a whole year visually upgrading Fortnite to the latest capabilities of Unreal Engine 5, which we launched late last year, and we'll be showing later in this show. Epic Games Store also thrived. The player base has grown massively during this time. It's over 230 million players on PC. We've paid out more than $1 billion to all developers. We've also just very recently launched self-publishing, so it's easier than ever before to launch your game to all customers in the PC market with really straightforward tools and earn 88% of all revenue. But that's a summary of the past, and this State of Unreal is about the future. So I'd like to invite Nick Penwarden to come up and talk about Unreal Engine 5.2. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Tim. Thanks, Tim. And hi, everyone. I'm excited to get to show you some of the new experimental features we've been working on for Unreal Engine 5.2. Let's take a look. Alright, so last year, we added several new features to the engine to support foliage rendering, and the Fortnite team used those features to ship Battle Royale Chapter 4. At the same time, Jacob over there and the team at Quixel were experimenting with what's possible for photoreal foliage environments, as well as testing out the latest functionality that we've been building for Unreal Engine. So, Jacob's here with us today in the Unreal Editor. Let's explore the environment. And what better way to do that than off-roading? And what better way to off-road than in a Rivian R1T? Now, Rivian uses Unreal to power their instrument cluster, including 3D visualization of their vehicles. So we worked with them to bring the R1T to life in this experience. Let's head on out, Jacob.
Sure thing, on my way.
All right. So, we're building tools for interactive and dynamic worlds. So here we have chaos physics simulating rocks that tumble as we drive over them, leaves bend out of the way, and we also added some real-time fluid simulation. We worked with the team at Rivian to set up Unreal's Chaos vehicle model to simulate the suspension of the truck and how the electric motors drive each individual wheel. Chaos also simulates how the tires compress and deform, and Meta Sounds enabled the team to precisely resynthesize the sounds of the electric motors and mix them with the ambisonics of the jungle. So Rivian provided us with a highly detailed model of the truck, about 71 million polygons that were able to render in real time thanks to Nanite. Now the Rivian not only looks incredibly realistic because of Lumen and Nanite, but also its materials. And today, we're introducing Substrate, our new material framework. And to better demonstrate it, let's swap the paint out for Opal. Now, of course, you can't order a Rivian with Opal body panels, but Opal was the internal code name for this project, and also a really great demonstration of Substrate's capabilities. The base layer models the iridescence, refraction, and reflections that occur inside of an opal. And on top of that is a layer representing the polished surface and how light is absorbed as it travels through that clear layer of varying depths. And now we can add back on the dust and dirt layers. And notice how the reflection changes when interacting with the dust layer, and that there are no artifacts along the transition from dirt to dust to opal. So Substrate is more expressive, enabling artists to create materials like this with different shading models and compose and layer those materials as they see fit. All right, let's head on out, Jacob.
On my way.
In terms of performance, Substrate materials that are similar to the current Unreal Engine shading model cost about the same. But now, artists have the freedom to author more complex materials for extremely detailed use cases, like in cinematics and in film. So we're going to drive under this fallen tree here, And everything that you've seen up to this point was painstakingly hand-built by the environment team at Quixel. Everything since that fallen tree has been built using our brand new experimental suite of procedural content generation tools. Entirely an engine that are flexible, deterministic, and artist-driven. Our guiding principle in building these systems was to empower artists to make tools for artists. So Jacob's going to go ahead and add a procedural assembly to the world. And the cool thing is that it communicates. Yeah. Pretty cool. And the cool thing is that it communicates with other nearby procedural elements in the scene, like the creek bed. So let's say a designer comes by, wants to direct the player to drive to the left. Jacob can simply move the assembly to the right, and everything updates to accommodate that change. Game design is iterative, so let's say the designer comes back, wants to give the player the choice of going left or right again. Jacob can simply move the assembly back over. Now the artist who created this assembly also added some additional handles that Jacob can use to art direct where rock slides occur. Allows him to customize the piece a little bit more, make it a little easier for the Rivian to drive by. So we started by handcrafting that original part of the level to set the visuals and art direction for the entire piece, and then built out procedural tools that allowed the team to create a much larger play space much more quickly. Now let's see how we can use these procedural tools to make larger sweeping changes to the environment. So Jacob, let's start by removing some of the trees in this area.
Absolutely, that's easy enough actually.
All right, a little too much. Let's add some trees back in.
Okay.
And let's also add in some cliff formations, give it a little bit more variability. So the procedural systems are all deterministic. As Jacob is experimenting with different sets of input parameters, once he finds a set that he likes, he can always go back to it and get out exactly the same results. And the procedural systems aren't just placing trees and rocks, but also fog cards, bugs, birds, everything that's needed to bring this environment to life. And everything that you've seen here works at scale. This environment is 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers. If we hide all of the procedural elements, we can see that original hand-built area about 200 meters by 200 meters. We believe that there will always be the need for hand-building environments, so we design these procedural systems to be tools for artists that work in concert with hand-built content. Both Substrate and the new procedural tools will be available in experimental form in 5.2. And everything you've seen here is running in the Unreal Editor in real time on a developer machine with an Intel 13900K CPU and NVIDIA RTX 4090 GPU. So Jacob, thanks for being here and helping us out today.
Thank you very much, Nick, for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All right, so come visit us at the Unreal Engine booth on the expo floor. You can check out this demo for yourself. And this afternoon, here in the YBCA, we'll have a tech talk diving into the details behind this demo. In addition, the Preview 1 build of Unreal Engine 5.2 is available now. You can test out all of the experimental new features we showed today, as well as numerous other improvements. Head over to the Epic Games Store to download the binary build, and also get the full source code from the Unreal Engine repository on GitHub. And I found that we make the best technology for developers when we use it ourselves, when we really put the engine through its paces, both through tech demos like this one, as well as full game productions. So to talk about how the Fortnite team used the latest Unreal Engine 5 capabilities to ship Battle Royale Chapter 4, please help me welcome John Loff.
Thanks, Nick. Chapter 4, we wanted to show Fortnite in a way players had never seen before. We upgraded with broad strokes, using Lumen, Nanite, and other UE5 tech. We worked directly with the engine team to improve these features and ensure they scaled on all platforms Fortnite ships on. First up was lighting. Now, our options in the past